Hi there. I'm just going to talk today a little bit about IWC, the International Watch Company, who they are and what they did, with an example of the key types of watch that they make. Very briefly, IWC was founded in Switzerland, as all the great watch brands are, in 1868. International Watch Company very soon became known for making military style watches. So not long after they were established, they started working with particularly the German military, and they were very well known, particularly through the Second World War, for making pilot's watches. So a classic pilot's watch was large scale, big buttons, because the pilots were normally wearing quite large gloves when they had to work them, and quite often they were on a very long leather strap to be strapped on over the top of the flight suit. Obviously not a great demand for that kind of watch these days, so IWC have diversified, but the majority of what they do has stuck to those military pilot routes. So today, IWC, a massive, very well thought of brand. One of my very favourite brands, to be honest. I always get really excited when we have a nice IWC come into stock. So today, IWC mainly make 3 different types of watch. They still make the pilot's watch that they have been so well known for in a variety of sizes, types, styles. They also make dive watches, really good dive watches that they are probably slightly less known for, if I'm honest. And the other thing that IWC are very well known for is dress watches. Not in a kind of a Patek Philippe kind of a way, but in a more daily wearable, but still definitely a dress style watch. I've got an example of each of the 3 types here on the table in front of me, and I just want to very briefly show you the different characteristics of the 3 main types of IWC watch. I think we're going to start with the pilot, because that's where the heritage and the roots of IWC lie. So we're just going to set these to one side for a sec. This is a 2021 IWC Pilot's Chronograph. It's slightly unusual for an IWC Pilot Chronograph because the case is made of bronze and the dial is in green. All other characteristics of the watch are very typical to a really good pilot's watch, and particularly to an IWC pilot's watch. So starting from here, we've got a functional but really nice brown leather strap with military style stitching on the end there. With the dial on a pilot's watch, what they need to have is big legible hands, big legible Arabic numerals, and that's something that this watch definitely has. Very clear white and gold hands on the green background, very clear white Arabic numerals on the green background, and it's got a chronograph function, so 3 sub-dials, and a chronograph function for very precise timing of intervals, so that the pilot can navigate with that should they need to. It's got a steel case back. They don't use bronze on case backs on bronze watches because it can make your wrist go green, so all bronze watches tend to have a steel case back. Sometimes it's made to look the same colour as the bronze watch, but it's always steel and it's always coated in some way. With this one, this has got a steel case back, and it's got an engraving of a Spitfire plane on the back, because this is an IWC Pilot Spitfire chronograph. So those are the key elements of the classic IWC Pilot's chronograph, the watch that they are so well known for. Pop that one down. When they diversified, they also moved into dive watches. So This is an IWC Aquatimer, a very different style of watch altogether to the Pilot Chronograph. Stainless steel this time, a much thicker watch from front to back. The main reason for that is to fit in a very, very thick crystal, because this watch is designed and pressure tested to go down to 2,000 meters. I don't know who's going down to 2,000 meters with one of these. As I understand it, the pressures at 2,000 meters would probably do us a fair bit of damage, but the watch would survive, so that's a good thing. Being a dive watch, again, very, very legible, clear dial. Doesn't need a chronograph, doesn't need anything like that, because it is designed for dive timing using the unidirectional rotating bezel. So on all dive watches, or proper dive watches since the early 1970s, the bezel only rotates in one direction. That's so you can turn the bezel to match up to the position of the minute hand. That tells you how much oxygen you've got left in your tank, how long you can stay under the water for. If that bezel gets knocked when you're under the water and moves, if it moves to the left-hand side, that's just telling you you've got less oxygen than you have. Not necessarily a problem, you just come up early. If it were to get knocked to the right-hand side, that could tell you that you have more oxygen than you actually have, and that would obviously cause you serious problems and you could die down there. So all proper dive watches since the early 70s have a unidirectional rotating bezel, so you can't knock them and think that you've got more oxygen than you have. Another key element of a classic dive watch, other than ones on a bracelet, is that they tend to be on a rubber strap. Very functional, very hard wearing. They can go in salt water without taking too much damage, unlike a leather strap, which obviously would deteriorate in salt water. So the key elements of a classic dive watch are just absolutely epitomised in the IWC Aquatimer. Very clear, very legible, unidirectional bezel, rubber strap, solid case back. That's a proper diver. Finally, probably the second best style of watch that IWC are known for, in some circles possibly the best that they're known for, is their dress watches. This is an IWC Portugieser sports chronograph. So very, very elegant design, beautiful, beautiful porcelain dial with blue hands, a real deep blued hands, beautiful Arabic numerals and subdials. This is very clever. It only has two subdials, and two of the subdials are integrated into one, so you can actually read on two subdials in one. It's a chronograph. It's on a beautiful black alligator IWC strap and with a deployant buckle. And if you open the buckle, you can see inside the in-house IWC automatic chronograph movement. So differently to the two sports watches that we've seen earlier, this is a very elegant watch. Sapphire case back, so you can see the beautiful movement, porcelain dial, blued hands, Arabic numerals, and a black alligator strap with a deployant buckle. Much more elegant, absolutely beautiful. So these are the three types of IWC watch that they are best known for. Whether you're a military pilot style or a dive style or a classic dress style is entirely down to you. I'd be very interested to read in the comments below what you think of each type of these watches. Is one more for you than the other? Are you a pilot kind of a guy, dress kind of a guy? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this, and we'll happily bring you some more. Thank you.